Hello, my name is Tara Lynn Gray, Director of the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. This week, we are kicking off a video series highlighting a few of the many partners within the California Small Business Center Network with whom we are partnered and collaborate with to support entrepreneurs and small businesses as they start up, grow, and scale. And thanks to COVID, work on uplifting and making more resilient businesses. Today, I am joined by Nancy Swift, Chair of the California Network of Women's Business Centers. Nancy, I am so pleased to have the opportunity to connect with you today and to share the work that we do in partnership to support California's small businesses. Please tell us about your organization and the incredible work that you are doing on the ground.
Oh, thank you for that opportunity, Tara, and welcome. We're excited to work with you as well in your new role as our small business advocate. And we know you know what it's like on the ground in communities championing small businesses. When you think of the needed economic recovery in the state, think women entrepreneurs. As chair of the California Women's Business Center Network, I represent 16 centers with 19 offices from the top to the bottom of the state of California. We provide business development services to entrepreneurs that are primarily, but not exclusively, women. Our unique brand provides comprehensive and holistic services that support both the owner and the business to start up and grow and scale, as you mentioned earlier. These enterprises, we know, feed families, build communities, and fuel the economy. The services we deliver are at the community level and often in language. Across the network, service is offered in 26 different languages with a vast array and unique in each community set of business training, consulting, and capital access programs. They include things like starting a business, developing a website, digital e-commerce, online marketing and sales, procurement, leadership development, international trade, special projects to access particular industry markets, financial management, credit building, and of course, capital readiness and acquisition. Last year as a network, we provided business services to over 12,300 people, which was a 56% increase from the year before. And so we're all exhausted, but excited about the new people that we met. We've leveraged $50 million in capital, and more than half of our clients were business owners of color. So African American, Black, Asian, Pacific Islander, Latina, Native American, and more than half were low to moderate income when they started services with us. These women's business centers, 16 of them across the state, were first responders in March of 2020 when the pandemic started. In part because of the GoBiz funds, the Technical Assistance Expansion Fund program that we've been part of for the last 3 years, we were already on the ground level and stepped in to help business owners manage as the economy collapsed around them. We helped people shift their revenue streams, avoid failure, and find new paths of opportunity. We also stepped up to partner with the California Relief Grant to help millions of business owners apply for these grants. Now our priority is to get the word out. We met so many people during the grant process who had never heard about services like ours and some of the others in the Business Development Center. We have a mission to expand those services and also to build a strong capital access program for women of color. Please don't let my face fool you. I am one of the many colorful faces that are leaders in this network and in their communities. We are a network of and for the communities that we serve.
Lots of work there, Nancy.
Yes.
So let me ask you, women took one of the hardest hits during COVID. Women are breadwinners, caretakers, and often shoulder the greatest load at home. Can you share one or two success stories from this past year and maybe talk a little bit about what your team did in terms of support for small businesses and some obstacles that they overcame?
Yes, I'd be happy to, excited to do that. You know, the businesses that we work with, they come in all shapes and sizes. So it might be a taco truck, it might be a childcare center, it might be a chocolate maker, and it could even be a historic inn, a multi-million-dollar operation. They really span the gamut. They did before the pandemic. And so many are hoping to return to those levels of service, but they're also finding new opportunities. Um, so it's true that as a network and all these centers working with businesses, we all had to pivot too. So it's no secret that we've been learning that people can access services well online, but we've had to be more creative about how we do outreach to find people who didn't know about us before. So that's been a priority in terms of initiatives. Let's bring that to life though. I'd love to talk about the people that we serve because of course they're our reason for being and they demonstrate so well the impact of these services that all of us are working to provide. So let me introduce you to Lori Alexander. She's a woman in the steel industry building a company in Cottonwood called Solar Carports Direct. She's using the California Relief Fund grant that she received through the help with her local Women's Business Center to fund a new position of shop manager that will help her expand her manufacturing capacity in the rural northern Red Bluff area. I have a quote from her that pretty much sums up the impact of these funds. Having these resources is empowering to getting the right answers. With this grant, I was able to feel confident to hire my shop manager. He came with qualifications that I knew I wouldn't ever find again together if I ever tried. I needed a certified welder, a commercial driver, and a mechanical engineer all in one. Well, I got all three of them in this employee, thanks to the help of knowing that I can cover this pay until some of the other jobs come in. Our company is in escrow as well for our dream site for manufacturing and trades training center. She has a beautiful dream to provide a training center for veterans and women in the steel industry as she and bring her she has a new style carport that's aesthetically pleasing that she's looking to manufacture. She found a niche in the market and she's ready to roll. Our network,
Right.
yeah, our network works with so many people like this. But I did want to say one other surprise that we found was in the last 6 months was that not only are people just trying to cope and pivoting a little, moving shape, changing the way that they're working a little bit, but we're also seeing a lot of people who are choosing business now. So lots of business starts who are seeing some new opportunity, and that gives us a lot of hope for the recovery of the economy.
Right on. That is wonderful. A woman in a not so common industry for women to be in, innovating, manufacturing. That's the stuff we want to hear. That is so fabulous. Did you have another story for us, or not that you need another one? That one's a pretty darn good one.
I'm happy to share another one. And this is maybe typical of some in a lot of different regions. So again, I'm representing a network of 16 centers, and this is another story from up north at this time. Let's see, should we do that or should we do let me do the chocolate maker. I sat on a panel in October with a woman from San Francisco who has a beautiful chocolate making company. And she wanted to be located right in the center of downtown because downtown where the offices, where all the workers were. And so she did that. She got this expensive lease and she has this beautiful chocolate that's infused with crazy flavors that reflect her Korean heritage. So some of them are spicy, some of them are tangy. Oh, they're so good. And then the pandemic hit and there wasn't a soul to be found on the sidewalks coming into her store. So she quickly had to pivot. She had to learn about how online services, how she could sell her chocolate online and how could she do that in a timely manner, and how, who was going to buy it. And so she turned to her women's business center there in San Francisco and was able to create an online business that continues now. And she also is creating new lines, as many new ways to sell, as many business owners can relate to. And so she's got some new packages for people that come maybe into the office once a month, so that she's doing this monthly club opportunity. It's just beautiful. And she's an example of somebody who just said, well, oh, and she brought back, I think she had 6 employees pre-pandemic, and she brought them all back, and has been using her facility, manufacturing the chocolate, and employing folks. So she's pretty typical. At the time we talked to her before, she was in the middle of applying for some of the different government relief programs, and that was an activity that the Women's Business Center was helping her do, as well as business planning. And she was successful, and she has been able to hire more. So we know there's lots of stories like that out there of other women,
Yes.
and people and small business owners who are, we use the word resilient. They're just trying to make it work, for whatever this business meant to their family or to their employees or to their community. We've seen something just extraordinary with small businesses. Their commitment is to their community. And so they will just go to great lengths to figure out something to move forward with. And we love those. We love working with that spirit, and we celebrate it every day.
Yes. Oh, heartwarming.
And we sure do it in partnership with the state. Your expansion funds have meant a lot to our ability to have been ready at the time that this hit, and then to continue to think about how to have more people know about us and have more people benefit from this service.
Yes. Well, you made a great point right there, Nancy. This building businesses is about building communities. And when we build businesses, we build stronger communities. So it is critical that our economy come roaring back, and does so by and on the strength of our small businesses. So thank you so much for sharing those incredible stories. My team and I at CalOSBA, we appreciate your commitment to California's small businesses. And much of what we do would not be possible without strong partnership and willingness on the part of folks like you, who have a collaborative mindset and want to work with us on important initiatives and programs to ensure that all of our small businesses have access to tools and resources, and of course, networks like yours. So I greatly appreciate you and others in your network, and look forward to working more with you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you, Tara, so much.